William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. You're going to sleep.
Wingy Boxing, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm here with Francis Warren, Greenbury Promotions. How are you, Francis?
Very good. Best name in boxing, Wingy. Love it.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Love it.
Oh, well, here we are then. Warrington, Galahad. We're here at the undercard presser. Right, let's talk about the big fight first. How do you feel Galahad is going to cope with the pressure which Warrington's going to bring first of all?
I don't think he will cope with it.
Well, there we go.
I don't think he will cope with it because there's something about Josh that seems to just do people. I mean, I never, I fancied him to beat Lee Selby, but I didn't expect him to bash him up. He really took Lee Selby to town, and I mean, whoever that judge was that scored it for Lee Selby, I mean, when they read that second scorecard out, I was like, oh no, please God, don't do this to us. But and what he did to Carl Frampton in the first 2 rounds in their fight in December. I think it'd be an easier night's work than it was against Carl Frampton for him. I'm not saying that Kid Galahad's not a good fighter, doesn't deserve to be there, but Galahad's best wins against Tucker Cleary.
What goes through your mind when Dominic Ingle is up there and he's sort of getting into it, getting passionate? Do you feel that's good for the fighter? Do you think it distracts, or are you okay with that? Especially from like a sort of promoter sort of perspective.
I was kind of looking at Josh as Dominic was talking yesterday, and I was baffled by some of the stuff Dominic was saying. I didn't really, because he did went off for a few different tangents. Yeah. But listen, Dominic's a well-respected trainer. You're not going to, if he's got his opinion, you're going to listen to it. You don't have to agree with it, but he's got his opinions, and he's been around boxing his whole life, so he obviously knows what he's talking about. However, I didn't agree with the fact that he said that Josh only beat an 80% Selby and an 80% Frampton, and the comments about Carl Frampton being in the pub in between fights and things like that. I thought that was a bit, excuse the pun, a bit below the belt. And that Josh Warrington's lost his hunger. Don't think so.
I think when it comes to Frampton, I don't know exactly, but I think he may have expressed negative thoughts with regards to Galahad's drug situation, the PEDs and whatnot. What's your thoughts on all that? Do you think that should be left now? Because it has been discussed over and over, hasn't it?
He served his ban,
yeah,
and that's it. The rules are the same for everybody. Some people break the rules and they get punished. Doesn't mean it's not about agreeing or disagreeing with it, but he served his ban, and it'd be the same for any. It's the same for other people who get caught out. I don't think it's a factor in this fight, to be honest. Obviously, Josh and Sean have voiced their opinions on it, and they're free to do so. But this is just I don't want it to detract away from the fact this is a good fight and a great night's boxing.
That's a fair point. Okay, right. Leon Woodstock, Zelfa Barrett. That was a sweet announcement. I remember when I saw it. I think I saw it on Facebook.
Nobody knew either.
The picture come up, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one.
That is a sweet, sweet fight.
They're always good when you keep them quiet, and it's very difficult with you fellas around because
it's our job, unfortunately.
You get where water don't get. So it was a really, really good moment that when we announced that. The reaction was fantastic, as we expected it to be. Fair play to both guys for taking it as well. A year ago, Leon and Zelfa was probably a bit more hyped, and then it kind of went away, obviously, because they both got beat. Archie Sharp kind of emerged as the one to watch, rightly so, and he's got a tough fight against Jordan McCorry on July 13th. I quite fancy the winner of this fight against the winner of that fight.
How do you think that the fight plays out? If you don't want to give a prediction, Barrett-Woodstock, how do you think it plays out in the ring? What do you sort of visualise happening?
I think a year ago it had been a bit of a slugfest, to be honest. I think they were just gone at it. But having probably had to grow up a bit in, not as mature as men or anything like that. But grow up in in their ring craft, I suppose. I suppose they not went back to drawing board, but had to learn how to adapt to a fight a bit more. I think this would be a bit more cagey to start with, but I think that'll all change once one of them clips the other one. I think they'll just get pissed off and they'll go for it. However, I do see it going the distance.
This is what I was saying to someone else from your team with regards to that. I'm sure Leon and Barrett both have a plan, both got their set plan. But as you just said then, they're passionate guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we've seen Barrett get stuck in, obviously, in the Ronnie Clark fight.
DDL get stuck in. I mean, to get up from that, it was kind of, it was quite, superhuman to get up from that shot. I mean, he really was gone, and then survived the round and come back and then gone on to win some rounds. He did get beat on the night, and there's no arguments about that. And Leon just got beat. He just got beat, and we'll take a lot away from that. And I'm sure him and Hudge have done a lot of homework on and tried to work out why that happened on the night. But yeah, I mean, it's a really intriguing one actually. It's almost more intriguing because they both did get beat. There's no airs and graces about
it. That's it. Yeah, like, exactly that. Yeah, it's done with. Yeah, that's it.
Let's just get on
have
with
it. Yeah,
they're not worried about that. Losing that. It probably made it easier to make actually.
Metcalf, Wellborn, really good fight. It's interesting because obviously Metcalf is a respected sort of talent. I mean, you still could say kind of up and coming in a way, but he's a respected talent. But Wellborn is gritty. He's had that big experience. He's on a good run of sort of wins. The pressure, the Tommy Langford fights. It's really interesting to see where it's going to go, isn't it? Especially because Metcalf's been on a good knockout streak as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. I mean, he knocked that guy out. Knocked the fella out in the 12th round, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right, 12th round, yeah.
So to still be looking for knockouts, even though you're in the 12th round, they actually know what JJ's all about. However, Wellborn just has it.
Yeah.
He'll just take it to you. There's no backward steps. He had Tommy Langford in that second fight in all sorts of trouble, and he did well actually, Tommy, to get through those rounds. And that's the sort of if you sum up Jason Wellborn and sort of maybe his career, he beat Tommy Langford fair and square in the first fight, and he had to go and do it again. That kind of sums it up. That sums it up.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's like, well done, mate, but we're not sure you should have won. Let's do it again. So you know what he's about, and he went. He didn't moan about it. He got on with it, and and he went and had an absolutely another cracking fight. And his reward was a big payday out in the States, and he took it and wanted to go and test himself against the best. Came up short, and he, it's just I overheard him in another interview saying he wants another world title fight, and why not?
Young Jack.
I fancy JJ. I do fancy JJ, and I do fancy stopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
I just think they'll go for it. It'll be a bit of a. I think it'll be a bit of a bust up, to be honest.
And young Jack Bateson, very popular, got a lot of support. Tell me about his addition to the card. How did that come about?
He's a local lad.
Makes sense, really, I guess.
Local lads and sells 50 grand worth of tickets.
There you go, that's it, yeah.
There you go, next question.
Next question, well, there you go. That's why they only call me out every now and then. Okay, and Mark Heffron, he's still on the card, isn't he?
Yeah, Mark come back with a win. He got outclassed by Liam Williams.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. Froze under the lights, and his team. I spoke to his manager the following week, and he just said, "I don't know what happened," and he was just one of them. And I said to him, "Well, I don't know what happened. Liam was better than you."
Yeah.
That's just the simple facts of life. He had a win about a month or so ago. He's back on a big card, and he needs a bit more experience before he gets put back on back on the TV shows or the TV slots and in title fights.
Anyone else I haven't mentioned who you think we should keep an eye on? I mean, you've got Shackle Thompson, very exciting,
great
very exciting prospect.
Funny old debut for us in April. Ref jumped in. I think the ref just wanted to get home, to be honest. It's just very strange. Just stopped it for no reason. Cody Davis, big future. I think he's a super talent. Lyndon Arthur, last 8 round, and then he'll be fighting for a title in September. Would put him in with any of the light heavyweights in Britain. I tell you, wouldn't fancy him is Joshua Buatsi.
Okay.
Wouldn't fancy.
You don't think he'd go for Arthur, no? Buatsi?
1,000,000% wouldn't fancy it.
Wow. Okay.
I know Lyndon does.
Really? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. You go and ask him. What do you think of Buatsi?
Well, you never know. Sometimes these things happen like that, don't they? Off of these videos and whatnot.
You guys cause trouble.
We do cause trouble. That's what we do best.
Raw. Everything's raw.
It's got to be raw, man.
Everything's raw.
It's got to be raw. I mean, there's going to be a raw off of this. Right, just a couple more. Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz. Your final thoughts as we go into the weekend?
$1 million. Doing what he does best, which is entertaining the crowd and getting himself another win. Tom Schwartz is a tough, big German who will come and have a go, but Tyson's too good for any of these guys. The only fight that I think Tyson really has to worry about it's He's Deontay.
Right, okay.
Because of that huge punch.
Yeah.
You know, he managed to stay away from it for, what is it, 34 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately got tagged in that 12th round. But you watch every time you watch it, you think he's not going to get up this time. Even on the replays, no, he won't get up this time.
Yeah, when you watch it back again, yeah.
It's like someone just pulled him up. It's just, it's superhuman what he did. And I think that's really the only fight that the fighter he's got to be concerned about. It's because of that big punch. There's not one other guy I'd worry about with Tyson.
Obviously, everybody spoke about it to death, but I don't think you spoke about it on IFL. The Anthony Joshua loss. What are your thoughts on the landscape of the heavyweight scene now with regards to that loss? What's the big changes?
Well, it depends if they get the rematch done.
Yeah,
if they get the rematch done and Anthony wins, it was a blip. If they don't get the rematch, if they do the rematch as well, it'll be interesting to see what the governing bodies do, because I know the IBF rule is that you cannot have an immediate rematch. Hence why Tyson Fury got stripped after the Klitschko fight.
Right, okay.
Because they ordered him to fight. God, 4 years ago now, bugger.
Just carry on.
They ordered a fight on him, which he didn't want to take because he had the Klitschko rematch organised, and they took the belt off him, the IBF. So it'd be interesting to see if they do it again this time. If Ruiz and Joshua have the immediate rematch, see if they bend their rules or not. I don't know. And if Ruiz takes the rematch,
how does that rematch go if it all plays out? Betting your wages on it.
depends what Anthony turns up.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Depends what Anthony turns up. If the same Anthony turns up, he'd get beat again. And it's not because I don't think anything necessarily. You can't blame it on anything that happened before the ring. You know, before that happened before the fight. Got beat. Everyone has personal problems. Yeah. Everyone has issues outside the ring. Everyone's got this to do, that to do, that to do. Just because they're boxers doesn't mean that they haven't got stuff going on. Mm. But at the end of the day, they're the ones getting in the ring, and that's their, it's their job to do it. And Andy Ruiz was a better man on the night. That's the end of the story.
Okay.
Until they come out and actually say anything otherwise, speculation is speculation. That's what you guys are good at.
So BT Sport, tune in at the weekend.
Tune in, be there, be square.
Wicked. Well, Francis Warren charged me £500 for the pleasure of this interview, so that's going to cost me. So that's where you get some money. It's cheap for you, yeah? Only joking. Nice one, Francis. Thanks for speaking to Wingy Boxing, IFL TV.
Cheers, Wingy.
Can't wait for the fights.
Stop, man. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. We're going to sleep.